In this video, I'm going to give you a visual representation of what's happening within the body when we have these energetic blockages, when we're kind of out in our mental field and our energy starts to slow down. There's a lot of information out there. I wanted to kind of put it together in a way that you can understand it. So hopefully this video is going to give you a better insight visually as to what's happening within your physical body so that you could get your energy flowing. You could really get into the body, ground more of your higher self, and get your life on track, more in alignment with your life purpose. So, what happens is when we have trauma as we're growing up, we experience things that really kind of shut down our energy. We get tense, we get tight, and we get these stress response, and these chemicals get released, these hormones within the body. And what it really does is it hardens everything. Our reality gets more dense, it gets more hard. And when that happens, it's more difficult for our light to move through our body, to kind of move through freely at a higher frequency. So it comes on down and it bounces off the planet, comes back up through our feet, and it encounters these areas or pockets within the body of dense energy, and it starts to wobble that light. Think of it as fractals getting or light getting splintered, really, right? Light getting with the prism effect getting splintered out. It hits this dense energy, and the light kind of fragments, right? That's what we call soul fragmenting, really. So these traumas start to come forward. We start to have this density in the body. We get heaviness. We get a little bit of spiritual depression, maybe. We don't feel so good. We get aches and pains. We start to get sick, illness, disease, whatever it may be. That's because our divine energy flow has been inhibited by the density in the body caused by the traumas. And that's because we have refused to fully feel the emotions from the traumatic events. Every time we distract ourselves from that, it gets pushed back down into the body even further, and it creates even more dense pockets. And our divine high frequency energy flow cannot flow through there smoothly and get up here and out into our toric field. So I put together this little illustration. It's a little crude, but I wanted to explain to you what's happening. So when we have this, we've got our physical body. That's that fine looking illustration in the middle. And what's around him or her is the mental body. So what's going on is when our energy is out, our attention, our awareness is out in that mental body. That's where our energy flows. And we get these little blockages represented by those lines throughout the body, the physical body. Okay. And those lines represent areas of dense energy, energetic blockages. Now, when our light lands and comes back up through the body, it encounters those blockages. And as you can see by this illustration, it's going to be wobbling through there, like snaking its way through there almost. It's not a real smooth flow. And each time it encounters one of those energetic blockages, it loses frequency. Okay, so as this energy, our divine light, moves up our central channel, the frequency starts to drop because it's encountering these pockets of resistance. So what happens is when that energy comes out the top and into our field, it's at a lower frequency. It's at the frequency that it picked up moving through the central channel, the frequency of those energetic blockages, okay? So it drops to those frequencies, comes out and manifests, and that's what you see in your reality. So when we don't bring awareness in to the body, those pockets will reflect out, and we'll have struggles, we'll have resistance, we'll have conflict, okay? We'll have fear, we'll have anxiety, all of those types of things. So how do we get in there and find those pockets where these lines are here on this illustration? How do we get in there and actually locate those, okay? Well, that's where we have to be in tune with what our body is showing us, what our body is telling us, okay? When we start to have these areas of discomfort or things don't feel so good in the body, we get some aches and pains or whatever, and we're even doing our breath work, and there's areas where we really can't focus. We're kind of skipping over it as we're moving breath, becoming breath, and moving breath up and down our central channel. Those are the areas of those blockages. We can look at the emotional states too for dealing with our personal power and things like that. We're not feeling, love. We're not, we're having issues communicating. That can help us zero in on some of the chakras that are out of balance. That as well is represented by these lines on this drawing where there are energetic blockages. Okay. And every time our divine light that is constantly pouring in, coming down our channel, bouncing off the planet, and coming back up through, every time that divine light encounters these energetic blockages or chakras that are out of alignment, it is slowing down or lowering its frequency. And we cannot have the manifestation or the manifested reality that is in alignment with our soul purpose. So I talk a lot about this channel about finding these energetic blockages, moving through dark night of the soul, sitting in presence and being aware of what's going on in your body. That's why it's so important. That's why I do these videos, guys, because I want you to be able to really get to the root of the issue. A lot of times our energy is in that mental body that's in that illustration, right? It's out in the field. And when it's out in the field, it's not available in the body to help raise the frequency. Okay, so we continue to funnel the energy out at a lower frequency because we're not clearing the blockages within the body. It's the cause and the effect type of thing. We think that the issue with our alignment or the issue with us not being aligned with our soul purpose is the fact that there's something in our external reality that's causing that. The external reality is the effect. Okay, that's the effect. The cause is the body, the frequency of the body, the state of the body, the frequency of your thoughts, your mind, subconscious thoughts, all that stuff. When we get into the body, we could start to reprogram all of that, raise the frequency, clear the energetic channel so that the energy can manifest externally at a higher frequency. We are so backwards on this. We're trying to fight with what's external. We're resisting everything based on what our five senses are showing us, when in reality, all we have to do is turn inward and heal. Okay. And by healing, I mean finding these areas of density, bringing awareness to the body that anchors more consciousness in the body, and it allows our body to show us where the blockages are. Okay. So when we do that, just that, you're going to realize that you're going to start to feel better. Your aches and pains, your chronic stuff's going to disappear. The mental chatter is going to slow down. That overthinking mind is going to start to slow down. And things, opportunities, stuff that you wouldn't have been aware of because you were so like out in the field, in programmed land, running off your subconscious, opportunities are going to start to present themselves. And you're going to have the awareness to be able to spot them. And you're going to have the presence to be able to feel whether or not they're in alignment with your soul purpose. Okay. And that's where we get into really finding our intuition, our soul guidance, being guided by our higher self, connecting with our higher self, connecting with our star family, connecting with higher frequency energy, all of that kind of stuff. It all comes from finding these guys that are in here, these little blockages here, right? And healing them. When we could remove those or eliminate those by raising their frequency, those areas of blockages, getting that dense, low frequency energy up to a higher frequency energy, the divine light that you are can flow through this physical vessel without resistance. That's the life-changing stuff.